Good day. What I'm about to share with you is very serious. As in my previous YouTubes, there is evil people from all directions focusing on us, and especially here on South Africa, because we are strategic in many ways. If they can remove the white farmers and the Christians here from South Africa, then they have achieved their goals almost. They've got an agenda or plans. They originally planned it for 2025, but the snake poison that they injected us with this previous endemic didn't have the effect that they want. So now they have pushed it on another 5 years. So 2025 plus 5, it's a round number with a zero behind it. That is, they call it the agenda of 20 and that number. So I just want to read to you a letter that I got today. Red Alert, the World Economic Forum. I'm going to call them WEF from here. So if I talk about WEF, you know what I'm talking about. Their plans for South Africa is testing ground for their evil plans for 20 with a zero after it. To build this into a true conspiracy reality on all levels. Every element would need to be interconnected in a way that aligns with an overarching global agenda. Here's how this could hypothetically be framed. The bill that Ramsey has just signed to grab property, and that's not just farms, it is your house in town. Everything that you possess, they can take, and they will just say it's in the interest of the country. This land bill is not merely a policy to address the historical land imbalances, which is a lie, but a calculated move to strip private ownership of property under the guise of public interest. This agenda of 20 with a zero, by invoking the vague language of public interest, the government gains the power to reallocate land to meet the global 30 kilometers times 30 kilometers areas as conservation areas. This is their goals, to put this up all over the country. The ultimate aim is to centralize control of land, because the nature reserves will fall under the government, and then they will control it that way. So they will remove private ownership and align our country's policies with WEF's directives for a green global economy. Ramsey's secured, listen to this, 576 billion in environmental funding by promising to do this to the South Africans by signing that bill and enforcing this policy, making private reserves inaccessible for commercial use, such as lodges and tourist activities, plus the farms that they're going to include here. If they decide they're going to make a block of 30 by 30 from farms, they're just going to tell those farmers, listen, from now on, this is a nature reserve. You're not allowed to even chase away the flies. You can do nothing here, no human activity. That's it. So it will be inaccessible for commercial use. 30% of the country should become a nature reserve. This 30 kilometers by 30 kilometers initiative isn't about protecting the planet. It is to create state-controlled zones and devoid of human interference and effectively removing people from the land and create vast open spaces. Countries globally are being pressured to comply with this target as part of the UN, the guys with the white cars, their agenda of 20 and the zero behind. South Africa, with its vast biodiversity, becomes a testing ground for these measures. Private reserves, game farms, and rural lands are reclassified under protected areas, leaving owners powerless to use their own property. So you won't be able to farm on your own farm. It's still your farm, it's on your name, but it's been reclassified as conservation area. Ramsey is a puppet of this WEF Economic Foundation and UN, the guys who drive with the white cars. He is a known participant of WEF and the WEF summits and part of a global elite executing the Great Reset. Have you heard about this? Everybody is talking about the reset that is coming. The money reset and this reset. This is part of it. His policies are framed to appear beneficial to South Africans, but are directed by this World Money Foundation and their agendas to centralize power and resources globally. This organization openly promotes partnership with governments to reshape economies and societies. By aligning SA with these goals, Ramsey secures international funding and support at the cost of our national sovereignty. So we're losing our own sovereignty. He's selling our country to these rich people of the world. Speed limits and environmental control. They're going to reduce the speed limits, and it's not about road safety, but a subtle method to reduce emissions, to clean the air, to meet international climate goals. WEF publications often highlights transport-related carbon footprints. South Africa's compliance signals deeper alignment with global green initiatives that prioritize climate targets over public convenience. And this is also part of this one world system. Load shedding as a CO2 reduction strategy. Load shedding isn't just a result of ex-dom's mismanagement, but a deliberate strategy to reduce South Africa's carbon emission under UN and WEF directives. By limiting electricity supply, the government achieved lower emission targets without investing in renewable energy. That's why they don't approve the renewable energy projects. This aligns with international agreements but devastates the local economy and the quality of our people's lives. The signing of this education bill, the Bravo Echo Lima Alpha, and the health bill, the November Hotel India bills, are part of broader strategy to centralize control over education and healthcare. They want to control everything. By taking control of schools, governance, and healthcare services, they enforce policies aligned with the global standards rather than local needs. They don't care about the people. This creates a dependency on state systems, mirroring this world money people's vision of a shared economy where individuals own nothing and are totally relying on state provided services. So that's where you're going to come with the chip in the hand and the chip in the head. You're gonna stay where the government tells you to stay. You're gonna do what the government tells you to do. You're gonna drive what the government tells you to drive with, if they allow you to drive with anything. And you will have no say. They are blindsiding the opposition. Ramsey allegedly secretively signed all these bills without proper consultation. It suggests a deliberate bypassing of democratic processes. There was no consultation. This is indicative of a global agenda prioritizing international commitment over national interest, with the government acting as an enforcer rather than a representative of the people. The overarching agenda, the bigger picture, South Africa is a testing ground for this money organization for the Great Reset Agenda 20.0 at the end, and UN climate goals. Policies are framed as addressing local issues, land reform, education and health, but is actually designed to dismantle private ownership and force compliance with international climate goals and centralize state power control. Leaders like Ramsey are seen as key players in this global scheme, rewarded with funding and international support for the implementation of these measures. And there's enough proof it's happening worldwide. I mean, Ramsey got a nice 576 billion rand for what he just did. That's good money. People, the reason why I'm reading you this letter is so that you will wake up. We can't wait 5 years. We can't wait till the next election. We will never win an election in this country because it's dominated by the occult and the Sangomas. So we need to find another way to break away from politicians, because the politicians are a problem. We need to break away from these people and take our own future in our own hands by seceding the Western Cape, the old Western Cape colony, and the two Boer republics. We need 500,000 signatures from Christians to do that. Let's take hands. There's a couple of organizations that is busy with this, trying to break away. We've got this section 235 guys of the Constitution. that's busy with their law suits. Then we've got the guys in Cape Town that just want to secede, basically the west part of the Western Cape and the West Coast. Then we've got the old ULA, United Liberty Alliance. They have formed a new organization now. They call it the United Cape States. And they're busy with all the local organizations and people trying to get everybody together to secede the old Cape Colony all along the Kei River, the Orange River, all the way down to the sea. Plus the old Boer republics. We've got the title deeds to those areas. It's in the archives. We've already done the law cases, the court cases in Den Haag, in Hague. So let's take hands. Let's break away now. We can do it within a month. If we can just get the support of the people of South Africa. So go to www.unitedcapestates.org. www.unitedcapestates.org. And give us your support. Get involved. Let's get business people to steward and manage our country, or the Western Cape, because every area will have their own people managing and stewarding them. Experts in whatever their position are, not politicians, not freedom fighters. We need experts to run experts' positions. And let's get the investors from all over the world to come to the Western Cape. There's lots and lots of opportunities here. So let's go for it. We've got Saldanha Bay, that can be a huge harbour. We've got Cape Town, it's an international harbour. We can have Simonstown as an international harbour. We can have East London as international harbours. Let's do it. We cannot wait for these people to take everything you have, because this is what they want to do, and they will do it within 3 years from now. And in 5 years from now, it will be too late. There will be no election for you. If you are watching this video, there will be no more elections for you. It's a waste of time. We need to take hands and break away from these people. Then we can start allocating Orania and all these people, groups that want to have their own government in their own area. And we can include them as another state of the Cape States, like the United States of America. Each state ruling themselves. Let's do it. We can. Thank you.